Yeah, your camera, it's detecting your camera now. It's just muted. So you're good. Thank you, sir. No problem.
Bill, you're unmuted.
Yes, thank you.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, good morning. How are you all?
Fine, sir. Thank you. How are you?
We're blessed. I thought you had disappeared on me, but then I just accidentally minimized. But no, we're all good.
Good. We do have Mayor Jenkins' proxy for Devon. We have that in our possession, just for the record.
I'll make sure we note that when I talk about our role. I see Billy Parker has joined us as well.
Morning, Superintendent.
Hey, good morning. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just make sure. I am going to mute myself. We got a lot of things happening today. Good stuff. So On the road, but I'm with you.
Thank you.
Devin, is Devin with us, Scott?
I do not see her yet, no.
Scott, before we call the meeting to order, item number 4, we shared an email and your all's recommendation, just doing discussion about that today.
Yeah, I'll let Phil take the lead on that. We have worked out technologically how we can go into a break room on this if we want to go into executive session. And I also have the language if you decide to do that ready. I can share that if we need to.
It's 10 o'clock. Let me text.
Yeah, I just texted her, Judge.
Can y'all hear me?
Good morning, Devin.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I am doing okay.
Good. Thanks for joining us. Haven't seen you in a while.
Having me.
So we will, good morning, Ms. Golden. We will call this meeting of the Georgetown Scott County Revenue Commission to order. And this is a special call meeting, Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. And let the record reflect that a proxy form has been submitted and Ms. Golden is serving as Mayor Jenkins' proxy. And she is present, and Billy Parker is present as well, and myself, Joe Pat Covington. So we do have a quorum, and we can conduct business. With that said, first item is approval of minutes from the last meeting, 8/27/2025. Mr. Parker, Ms. Golden.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes. Next item is general counsel updates. And we'll turn it over to Phil related to the GMWSS lease discussion.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I believe Scott shared with you last week some documentation regarding some parameters of a new lease on our building. I think as we had discussed with you in prior months, the lease arrangement would otherwise expire this year, although we're already into an automatic renewal term. But in any event, it's something that we need to be addressed going forward and to lock us into a set term for a period of years, just like the last lease. What we shared with you was an updated version of the existing lease. It's almost identical, except there would be obviously a change in the payment terms and so forth. It was our recommendation to you that of a certain price there that we might start at. And I think we were essentially looking for some parameters that you might be comfortable with. I suppose that I might suggest, and I'll let Scott jump in here if necessary, that to the extent that we might discuss any specific dollar amounts or ranges, that it would be appropriate to go into executive session. And we believe that's authorized by Kentucky statute, as we did earlier this year when we discussed this matter.
If we want to do that, that is the language, Judge.
So, I can make a motion to move the board into executive session per KRS 61.810(1)(b) for the purpose of deliberations on a future lease of real property for office space for the Revenue Commission and publicity would likely affect the value, availability, or cost of the property or properties under consideration.
And I will second that big, long motion.
We have a first and we have a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any
All
opposed?
right.
We will go into the breakout room.
Yes, at the bottom of your screen, you should see an option to join breakout room. You just select that and then select join executive session. That'll move you over to that.
Mine says join breakout room.
Yes, select that and then it'll pop up an option for executive session and then select join.
Gotcha.
I'm not seeing that. I'm on my phone. Give me just a second. I'm getting ready to get parked and I will try to find a way to navigate that. Oh, there it is.
Okay, it looks like we're all back out.
All right. With that said, would there be a motion to leave executive session?
I move that we re-enter open session.
I'll second that.
Very good. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are out of executive session. So coming out of executive session, is there a motion for any action?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to authorize Scott Hall to negotiate on the Revenue Commission's behalf with the Georgetown Municipal Water and Sewer Services for a lease not to exceed $2,500 per month for a period of 5 years with 5 annual renewal options included.
Second.
Second, any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. So that concludes item number 4 on our agenda. We will go to number 5 on our agenda, tech update with John.
Yes, thank you. So we have completed our conversion over to KCGC in 13 layers. Finally worked out all the kinks that, as far as I can tell, now that I've said that, I'm sure something else is going to pop up and we'll have to play whack-a-mole again. But with that, I feel like we've got a great partnership with 13 layers. We met with James 2 weeks ago to start reviewing some of the reporting aspects that we have access to now, as far as continual data backups, how often those are happening and when they're happening, how to access those backups if we need to, some reporting on threat assessments, any kind of detections that they've made and what they've done to block it. They've also added a program to our email called Catchfish, which allows our group to check any email that comes in and verify that it is legitimate. If there's any kind of issues, it reports it, and also offers additional training whenever they see something that looks a little fishy. On the flip side of that, we've also been continuing our work with DB Services with updating our database. We're working on a few updates that should be rolling out within the next week or so that'll allow better access to some reporting, quicker access to some of that reporting as well, where Scott and I will actually have visual data right on top of the database anytime we log in. That will continue to update for us, as well as for analysts, anytime they go to an account, they'll get a snapshot of that account, letting them know exactly what is needed for that account, any kind of related accounts, and what kind of issues those might have as well. Any questions about any of that? Oh, yep.
I'll just add 2 things. When John and I met with DB Services, we also had our first conversation with them regarding Stamping Ground and our potentially taking over collecting their flat fee occupational license tax business license. So that is in the works, and in future meetings we'll be presenting updates on that. Also, some of the reporting that John talked about with 13 layers in KCGC, we're going to be able to put together in future meetings some high-level executive summary type updates about the good work that they're doing, and we'll fold that into these meetings at some point in the future.
Thanks for that additional information. Any other questions related to that? With that said, then we will move to item 6 on the agenda. One refund. Scott, will you take that from here?
Thank you, Judge. We have one refund this month. It is for $37,616.26. You can see the city, county, and school board splits on that. The explanation here, this is a simple matter of the employers changed payroll providers in 2023. And when they did that, the new payroll provider made an extra deposit in error that they were not aware that the prior payroll provider had made for this employer. So this refund is to correct that duplicate deposit error that was actually caught in our annual W-2 wage reconciliation project. That's why we do this, to correct these kinds of errors. And kudos to Denny Rice, one of our tax compliance auditors, for catching this and getting this corrected. So staff recommendation to the commissioners is to approve this refund.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Motion, we have a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. That will move us down to number 7. Scott?
All right, we have one penalty and interest abatement request. This is the staff report on that. The taxpayer is requesting abatement of $1,790.52 in late filing and late payment penalties and interest for net profit tax years 2018 through 2020. The taxpayer's written narrative states that the reason for the delinquency is that a previous tax manager was unaware of the net profit tax filing and payment requirements, and the company had no knowledge of the delinquency until they received our first delinquent notice in August of 2025. Per Revenue Commission interest abatement policy, the taxpayer has paid all delinquent tax liability prior to submitting this request, and also per our penalty and interest abatement policy. This does not establish reasonable cause for abatement, and the staff recommendation is to deny this request of abatement in the amount of $1,790.52. As always, we will notify the taxpayer that if they have additional relevant information, they are free to submit that, and we would be happy to reconsider the decision at a later date.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation of Scott Hall.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. That'll move us down to number 8, general discussion.
Okay, so for the Cabinet for Economic Development, there were no projects, no economic development projects for Scott County for August 2025. Judge, I did want to thank you on the second bullet here for your mention of us in the State of the County address last week. I was in attendance. I appreciate the kind words that you said. Just wanted to say thank you for that.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
It looks like your screen sharing had cut off when we did the breakout session.
Okay. My apologies. How about now?
There we go.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
So that was bullet point 2. Bullet point 3, our auditors were on site last week for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. They were scheduled for 3, so that's always good when they wrap up sooner. All of our digitization is something they really enjoy. It makes their job a lot easier. We'll probably get a report from them late October, early November. Just a reminder, the reason we're having this meeting a week early as a special call meeting is because next week the KLC and COLA fall conferences are both next week. I will be out of the office all week except for Monday, and our staff, we're not closing the Revenue Commission. We'll be open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 as normal, but our staff, some are going, some are not. And it just kind of depends on the day and what training they'll be taking part in. So we will be open, but it would be somewhat of a skeleton staff Wednesday through Friday specifically. I'll be in Owensboro Tuesday for the KLC board meeting and in Louisville for the COLA Fall Conference the rest of next week. So just kind of a heads up there. The KJRA financial inducement payment was made for August for that employer. Also, we received the second quarter KBI payment from that employer. And that was $15,598.17. The city and county share that 50-50. So we're all caught up with that employer on that financial inducement project as well. That's the only 2 active projects that we have. And of course, the KJRA payment for the city and county is the same every month per the contract. Any questions on any of that?
No questions from me. Anyone?
Okay, we'll go on to the individual compliance efforts report for August. It was quite a barn burner for August. You can see here $143,000 collected just in delinquent taxpayer accounts. You can see the breakdown there. Phil had over $46,000. 60% of that was net profit. Tammy, our senior auditor, had over $20,000. 53% of that was net profit. Michelle Disney, one of our tax compliance analysts, had over $18,000. 81% of that was payroll tax. And Denny Rice, who I mentioned earlier, another one of our tax compliance analysts, had the biggest month, over $57,000, and 97% of that was payroll tax. So again, great effort by the team. $143,000 in delinquent accounts collected in 1 month.
Kudos. Yes, sir.
Yes, great information. Thank you for sharing. Denny giveth and Denny taketh away.
Excellent observation, Superintendent Parker. Okay, electronic payment summary. This is just a quick snapshot we like to share with you. $38,000 came in electronically. 100% of that is web total. We no longer have this swipe machine anymore. That's become a thing of the past. 32% of it net profit, 68 payroll. And as is always the case, well over 80% of that total amount, in this case over $30,000, is via e-check versus credit and debit cards. Any question on that information?
One from me.
All right, so you'll see our monthly tax collection stats here. We had a nice bounce back in August after being down in July, up about 303,000 or 7.6%. You can see the city, county, and school board were all also up as well, which will then take us to our quarterly stats. So you can see we're still down about $157,000 for the quarter, but we've got another month to go here. So we have thus far for the city collected $7.5 million and we've distributed 7.1. For the county thus far in this fiscal year, we've collected 8.2 million and distributed 7.8. And for the school board, 2.7 million has been collected thus far in this fiscal year and 2.6 million has been distributed. Any questions on that information?
Just appreciate this data. One thing I would like additional information on is just, with that changed deadline related to, help me, Scott.
The disaster
Yes.
relief.
Yes, that's where I was going. What is that deadline in for those that took advantage of that delayed deadline? What is that deadline again?
It is November 3rd. The normal tax deadline, if you have an extension, is October 15th, so it gives them a little extra time there. However, as I've mentioned before, there were a lot of erroneous media reports when this happened. Some were saying November 30th, so we're not quite sure when this is going to come in. But we stand ready to help these taxpayers that were impacted by the severe weather and flooding, and we'll deal with that on a case-by-case basis. But we do believe that is why, at least one of the factors why we're down is people are waiting. They would have normally filed by now. And we don't have extensions in place for them because they did not file them because of the disaster declaration. So we're anticipating, in fact, we're already starting to see some additional increase in heavy mail for September, and we anticipate that going through probably October and November as well.
I just wanted to mention that again. I believe we'll see some impact from that with filings that come before that date.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments related to any data that's been shared? All right.
All right, then that'll take us down to our new accounts. For the calendar year, we're at 830 right now as compared to 844 last year, and 268 closed as compared to 428 last year. So we're closing the gap there. With the first 8 months of this calendar year under our belts, we are averaging 104 new accounts per month opening and 34 closing. So you can see there, August down here in the yellow, we had 100 new accounts opened just last month and only 19 closed as compared to 80 and 28 the same month the prior year. So, and if you'll notice here, these 8 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 8 months, we've been over 100. So if this trend continues for the rest of the year, we will wind up once again, as the last 5 or 6 years, well over 1,000 new business accounts opened with the Revenue Commission. And then the last page here is just some cumulative data going back to 2017. And as of this meeting, we are sitting at 10,916 open and active accounts here at the Revenue Commission. Any questions on that data?
Any questions from me? Thank you.
All right. Well, that takes us to our next meeting. Our next regularly scheduled meeting will be October 22nd. I know that's a little earlier than normal, but that's because the October 1st is also a Wednesday. So that would be our normally scheduled meeting, Wednesday, 22nd of October at 10 a.m.
Put that on my calendar and it works for me. Any other questions related to that?
No questions. Thank you for all the help, Scott.
You're very welcome, sir.
Will there be a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please push leave the meeting. Any not, stay around.
Thanks, everyone. We appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.